I see. Well, hello, chaps and chappets, Game Chap and Bertie here.
Yes.
Yes, indeed, fellows, and I dare say we have here some rather intriguing news for you concerning a possible upcoming Paper Mario game on Wii U. Is that not right, old chap?
It most certainly is, old chap, yes indeed. You see, this is a rumour that has surfaced, originating in Japan, believe it or not.
Right.
Most certainly. And apparently some chap went to a booth at an expo that was being had where Intelligent Games had a stand there, as it were.
Intelligent Systems.
Intelligent Systems, I beg your pardon.
Right.
So, of course, they make the Paper Mario game.
Yes, they do.
Now, apparently while he was there, one of the people at the booth said or mentioned that they were working on another game, or another Paper Mario game, for the Wii U.
Really? And I'm going to read from his post here. Of course, he said to us, let's see now, Intelligento Sistemo Nobusuga Atakara Sukoshi no... Oh, that's in Japanese. Sorry.
Oh, right. No, don't do that.
No, seriously, the translation here appears to be, today I went to the iChestnut Expo Festa in job hunting. I think that means to say he went to an expo for looking for a job, and there was a booth of Intelligent Systems there.
Yes.
Though I've been a little peak, at the time of the description of the Paper Mario W, the person of employees was surprised to have said, are making now a Wii U version, and kidnapping.
Exactly. Now,
now I think what that means in English is we are working on a Wii U version of Paper Mario and recruiting for this game.
Exactly. Very interesting indeed. Now, he seems to suggest as he goes on, the Japanese chap, that he can't think that the guy would lie to him or tell him something that's not the truth. He doesn't think that he would just randomly say something that wasn't true from the booth.
Right.
It was sort of passed over like that. And apparently there was a piece of paper or a similar sort of printout flying about, listing all the games they've done and listing, of course, all the Paper Mario games as well.
From the Nintendo 64 days, that's right, of course. And indeed, he seems to be quite convinced of the authenticity of this, and he also showed a picture of the brochure he received as proof to let us know he wasn't pulling our leg.
He most certainly did, yes indeed. So this is a rather interesting rumour stemming, as we say, all the way from Japan there, and certainly if it were to be true, whoever said it might be in some hot water, because of course now they've let the cat out of the bag, as it were.
That's right, and perhaps I think the most appropriate quote there is from the Japanese fellow himself. It went up truly tension, and I think certainly some truly tension has been wending up in here regarding this game.
I think the tension went up when he said that, yes indeed, and he seems to be rather excited about it, the chap that this was said to. Of course, you see now, they're saying, I'm talking here about a Wii U Paper Mario game.
Yes, rather exciting, indeed.
Indeed, I mean, we had the last 3DS, I think, in 2012.
That was Paper Mario Sticker Star. Now, of course, Sticker Star was not that well received among the fans because, of course, it took a break from the usual Paper Mario formula and introduced sticker badges, no experience, perhaps less partners, and a bit less dialogue in the game, etc. and so forth. A lot of people said it didn't have the same charm as the other Paper Mario games in the series. Arguably, the most popular one was Paper Mario The Thousand-Year Door on GameCube, so perhaps some people might like to see a Wii U version in that same flavour.
Exactly, it's a very interesting point, rather exciting, and it's plausible, certainly, I think. I mean, we haven't had that many Super Mario games. It all started...
Paper Mario games.
Paper Mario, I do beg your pardon. It all started with Super Mario RPG 2, of course.
Yes.
And then the first Paper Mario in the year 2000 on the N64.
That's right, of course. Firstly, the series started life, as Birdie says there, as Super Mario RPG 2, which never came to be. It was turned into Mario's Story in Japan, or Paper Mario over here, and since then we've had a total of 4 Paper Mario games, which have been rather popular. I have to say, quite a well-loved series, and no doubt the fans of that series will be looking forward to and excited about this rumour of a Paper Mario on Wii U.
Most certainly, yes, of course, indeed. One of those games was the GameCube game, The Thousand-Year Door, and the Sticker Star we've already mentioned. So there's really only sort of 4 you're looking at mainly there.
Okay, and realistically speaking, what can we expect to see from a Paper Mario game on Wii U? Well, judging by some of the Nintendo's recent releases, like Kirby's Rainbow Curse, the Yoshi's Woolly World, and various other games they've done, we can see this will most likely follow the format of a quite traditional Paper Mario adventure. In other words, no sort of fancy online play and all that sort of rubbish. You're likely to see a single-player game here in the classic Paper Mario format, perhaps making use of the Wii U gamepad to do various things, and I would say most likely, I'm going to guess here, it's going to be a more traditional format again, perhaps taking a break from the Sticker Star and the Super Paper Mario approach, and maybe looking towards more of a traditional N64 or GameCube style format, using of course the new controls that the gamepad offers on the Wii U.
Certainly, I think if they are going this way and this rumour actually turns out to be true, yes indeed, I think they'll want to learn from the Sticker Star one on 3DS, where it went wrong and where it wasn't popular, get those elements out and bring new elements of interest into this one.
Well, certainly, I think some people did like sticker star on the 3DS, but a lot of people were, as I say, quite opposed to this whole idea of using stickers and new experience points to actually, in the battle system, as it were. You couldn't just jump on their heads, you had to use a jump sticker to do that, etc. and so forth, which perhaps limited the gameplay somewhat, although to give credit to Nintendo, they did still do a very good job in that niche of, showing their true abilities to make entertaining and enjoyable games, and I think it was quite an exciting game to play. Well, I have to say, I never did beat it, but still. Anyway,
never mind.
There we are, videos. Now, of course, moving on back to the Wii U version there, as I say, I don't think they're going to follow that same sticker-based format with this Wii U edition, if it does indeed prove to be true.
Maybe not. I think there's lots of options there that they could do, like you said with the gamepad. They could use the gamepad, perhaps, to have some form of interaction, whatever, we don't know. But let's look at the whole thing itself, this actual piece of news itself, the rumour. Is it real? Is it going to happen? What do we think? I mean, what's the chances of this chap just coming up with this idea and say, I think I'll go and troll everyone, as it were. I think I'll just go and say that there's going to be a new Paper Mario game. I mean, Paper Mario, although fun, is not exactly one of their super top titles. I mean, he could have said something else. He could have said there's a new, I don't know what else, next Super Mario game coming out or something.
That's true. And of course, I think as a whole, if you exclude Mr. Sakurai, of course, the Japanese are not really known to be people that troll too much in that particular area. I don't really think this chap would, as you say there, go to this booth, receive the brochure from Intelligent Systems, and then suddenly decide to lie about a Paper Mario game on Wii U. I think it's quite possible that the chap on the stand there did say to him that they were making a new Paper Mario game. The only thing that I would perhaps call into question about this is, of course, undoubtedly we are nearing the end of the Wii U's console life. Certainly, Nintendo have not sold as many Wii U's as they might like to have done. Their stock price has been affected by it, and it only makes sense that perhaps at this year's E3 or the next one, they may be thinking about announcing a new console.
Yes, I think so, yes indeed. I do agree with that. I think the Wii U is coming to the end of its days there. They must have something else in the pipeline, but I would say, however, it doesn't necessarily mean to say that could be discounted that it'll be a game for the Wii U, because perhaps the new console will be compatible with Wii U games.
That's very true, or perhaps they could shift the focus of the console in mid-development if necessary, should Nintendo suddenly say, we've got the Fusion or the Revolution now, or something like that. But in any case, I do think the rumour, whilst on face value it appears to be just based on hearsay or words, I do think there is some credibility to it, because I don't see why the poster would have a reason to lie about this.
No, indeed, no, and as I say, it's not a super hot title, and what does he get out of it anyway?
Exactly.
I mean, for just saying this. So we think there's possibly quite a lot of, of ground to believe that this is true, perhaps.
Now, of course, since it is only based on the word of one booth rep that was then told to us by someone else, so, it's like my dog's, cat's, friend's, master's, owner's uncle said, as it were, but even though it's based on this Chinese whisper-style arrangement, I still think there's some credibility to it, although, of course, the actual details of exactly what the person said we don't have to hand. We only have this Japanese fellow's interpretation of their words, so we can't be sure that, they said, we're going to definitely be making a Paper Mario game on Wii U, or whether perhaps they might have used different words like, Intelligent Systems have a new game planned. They might have said that, and this chap could have then said, oh, that means they're making a Paper Mario game, so we don't know.
Well, yes, I don't know about that, because he actually said, if you look at the translation there, that they are, quote, making a new Wii U version of the game. So I think
that's interesting, actually, because the chap here said, though I've been a little peak, at the time of the description of the Paper Mario, the person of employees was surprised to have said, are making now a Wii U version.
Exactly, so it sounds to me like they were just talking about things. The subject of Paper Mario came up, and then, of course, the chap said, oh, by the way, we're making one for the Wii U.
Yes, I mean, that is quite a possibility, I have to say, although it has to be argued, would such an employee have disclosed such a valuable company secret when, Nintendo are not notoriously close-guarded about their games as a whole. They don't just go, accidentally slipping information. And of course, we did have before a rumour, if you recall, about Rayman being in the game, because a Canadian representative said, oh, we've got, Mega Man, we've got Rayman in the game.
Yes.
And people all said, oh my goodness me, Rayman confirmed. But of course, it was actually just a slip of the tongue. And it might just be a case where this internet poster here has misinterpreted something the chap said. Of course, we won't know for sure because we don't have a transcript of what was actually said in that conversation.
No, indeed, but we do have that, and it seems to, from what we can see on surface there, it seems to be the case. So therefore, very exciting. But
again, I don't see a reason for him to lie. I do think the rumour is perhaps a tad weak. It's a bit wishy-washy, but of course we have to go with it for now because we have nothing else to go on.
Yes.
And one thing I have to also add here is, just on the subject of what the game could be on on Wii U, let's also bear in mind it could even be a remake of an old Paper Mario game.
Ah, that's interesting. I mean, Nintendo, they do like their remakes.
They do.
I don't know whether that would go down too well with the community. I think we'd have to wait and see. But I mean, let's just quickly chip in here about dates. I mean, if we're playing with this thing, dates. Well, making game does take some time. I don't think we would perhaps see it this year, or could be wrong, but perhaps 16 we could certainly see it.
Yes, I think so, and I think we would have to see it perhaps by 16 at the latest, because I do expect, like no doubt some of you out there, a new Nintendo console announcement soon as I said there. Just as a side note here, perhaps if the person who has leaked this memo here, or this note about Paper Mario, was thinking of a job at Intelligent Systems, he might want to think again now, because I don't think they'll hire him after that.
Well,
but
no,
I could be wrong, you know.
He may have spilled the beans, yes indeed. And also,
they probably won't forget his face, put it that way.
Well, no, but I think we will find out about this. I think certainly if it is true, it should be mentioned at E3 in a few weeks.
I would certainly think so. Indeed, a game like that may indeed be mentioned at E3, because of course we're dealing with a short time schedule here. But let us know, fellows, what are your thoughts on the possibility of a new Paper Mario game on Wii U? Is this something you jolly well play, I say?
Most certainly. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think, I hope this rumour is true? Put the comments there in the comment section and see what you think.
Personally, I'm hoping for a game like the Thousand Year Door, or like the original one on N64. That would make my day, I have to say.
Well, there we are, indeed.
There you are then, fellas. This hasn't even Game Chef and Bertie bringing you rumours of Paper Mario. Thank you most kindly for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you once more on the next exciting outing, I say.
Yeah.
Until then.